Chapter 9, Stoic Ethics in Action. Stoic Ethics in Action presents a compelling framework for addressing ethical challenges and navigating moral decisions. This philosophy, rooted in ancient principles, offers individuals tools to confront dilemmas with clarity and insight. By centering our actions around the tenets of Stoicism, we find guidance in approaching life's complexities with balance and reason. With its emphasis on aligning behavior with universal truths, Stoic ethics provides a foundation that is both timeless and relevant, encouraging a thoughtful examination of our choices. The Stoic approach not only addresses personal well-being, but also extends to broader societal duties, reflecting its broad applicability in various aspects of modern life. In this chapter, readers will explore how Stoic ethics can be applied practically when faced with ethical quandaries. The discussion delves into the core principles of Stoicism, such as wisdom, justice, and temperance, and their role in guiding decision-making processes in real-world scenarios. Through illustrative examples, the chapter highlights how these virtues enable individuals to maintain integrity and moral consistency while resolving conflicts and balancing self-interest with altruism. Techniques for fostering personal accountability and embracing a virtuous lifestyle are also examined, providing readers with actionable insights into integrating Stoic values into daily conduct. As the chapter unfolds, it presents a narrative that bridges ancient philosophical teachings with contemporary ethical challenges, inviting the reader to consider Stoic ethics as a valuable compass for navigating the intricate landscape of modern moral decisions. Exploring Stoic ethical principles. In the realm of ethical decision-making, Stoicism offers a profound approach rooted in its core principles. At the heart of Stoic ethics is the concept of living by nature, an idea that seeks harmony between human actions and universal truths. This framework serves as a guide for making ethical choices that resonate with both personal beliefs and broader moral philosophies. To understand this, consider how ancient Stoics viewed nature not just as the physical environment, but as the rational order governing life. They believed that by aligning one's actions with this natural order, individuals could achieve a sense of inner peace and moral clarity. Imagine facing a modern dilemma, say deciding whether to prioritize career advancement over spending time with family. A Stoic would encourage examining which choice aligns more closely with universal principles of compassion, duty, and connection. By reflecting on these values, one might find that sacrificing some career opportunities to nurture relationships leads to a more fulfilling life, consistent with Stoic teachings about living harmoniously and ethically. Wisdom, another cornerstone of Stoicism, plays a pivotal role in navigating ethical dilemmas. The Stoics saw wisdom as the ability to discern the right course of action amidst life's inevitable uncertainties. This virtue empowers individuals to evaluate situations from a perspective that transcends mere impulse or societal norms. It involves critical thinking and reflection, enabling one to weigh options carefully and decide with clarity. Consider a business leader faced with the challenge of cutting costs during economic downturns. Through the lens of Stoic wisdom, this leader would assess the situation by considering long-term consequences rather than reacting to immediate pressures. Would laying off employees preserve the company at the cost of social responsibility? Or could finding alternative solutions, such as reducing executive bonuses, reflect a wiser, more ethical choice? Practicing detachment from external outcomes is another distinct aspect of Stoic ethics that emphasizes integrity in decision-making. Detachment does not imply indifference, but rather the cultivation of resilience against the unpredictable nature of life's events. It's about focusing on what one can control, namely, their intentions and actions, while accepting that the results may vary regardless of effort. For instance, when working on a community project, a Stoic would concentrate on their dedication and sincerity rather than the accolades or recognition they might receive. This mindset fosters personal integrity, as decisions are made based on internal values rather than external rewards or validations. Such detachment liberates individuals from anxiety and allows them to act ethically because it's right, not because it promises reward. Guidelines in this context suggest regularly practicing self-reflection to maintain focus on intrinsic goals over external gains. The Stoic principle of virtuous living further underscores the importance of prioritizing moral values over self-interest. Virtue, to the Stoics, was synonymous with excellence in character, encompassing qualities like courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom. By aspiring to live virtuously, one commits to putting ethical behavior above personal gain. This involves being mindful of how actions affect others and ensuring that one's conduct reflects a commitment to doing good. Take, for example, someone contemplating whether to report a colleague's misconduct at work. Stoic ethical guidance would urge consideration beyond personal ramifications. Does remaining silent serve justice or merely protect oneself from potential backlash? In acting from a place of virtue, the focus would be on fairness and the greater good, even if it means risking one's standing within the organization. To apply these principles effectively, one can integrate simple practices into everyday life. Regularly engaging in introspective activities, such as journaling or meditation, can clarify personal values and enhance ethical awareness. This reflection encourages individuals to pause before reacting, allowing time to consider whether their actions align with Stoic virtues and the natural order. Embracing the idea that adversity can be a teacher, rather than an obstacle, helps in building resilience and sound judgment. Resolving conflicts through Stoic moral guidelines. In the realm of Stoic ethics, justice and fairness serve as cornerstone principles guiding individuals through ethically challenging situations. Imagine a scenario in a workplace where a team leader must allocate resources fairly among team members with varying needs and contributions. The Stoic approach suggests embracing impartiality, striving for equitable treatment not swayed by personal preferences or external pressures. By anchoring decisions in justice, one ensures actions benefit the collective good, underscoring how central Stoic teachings can aid anyone seeking to navigate complex ethical landscapes. Equally important is the Stoic emphasis on duty and social responsibility. This aspect of Stoic philosophy encourages individuals to remain steadfast in their ethical commitments, even when faced with obstacles. Consider a community leader who recognizes an injustice affecting vulnerable groups and feels compelled to act, despite potential backlash or personal sacrifice. Drawing from Stoic ideals, this leader would recognize the importance of looking beyond self-interest to fulfill a moral obligation. By prioritizing societal welfare over individual concerns, Stoicism provides a robust framework for making principled choices amid adversity. Moving forward, learning from Stoic examples of moral courage reveals another potent lesson: upholding ethical principles in the face of opposition. Historical figures like Marcus Aurelius exemplify the essence of moral courage, refusing to compromise integrity, even when confronted by powerful adversaries. For instance, in political or business arenas, standing against unethical practices despite potential risks requires immense bravery. By reflecting on these examples, individuals are inspired to maintain their ethical standards, understanding that true courage involves staying loyal to one's values regardless of external influences. Moreover, the practice of self-examination and reflection is pivotal in aligning conduct with ethical values. A simple yet profound Stoic exercise might involve regularly assessing one's actions and intentions. This reflective process enables individuals to identify areas of inconsistency between their behavior and their ethical beliefs. Picture someone deliberating on a decision with significant moral implications. Engaging in introspection aids in clarifying priorities, ensuring that choices are not only rational but deeply aligned with core Stoic values. Such consistent self-evaluation cultivates clearer judgment and fosters ethical consistency, empowering individuals to make well-founded decisions. To further elucidate, consider a daily routine incorporating moments of self-reflection, akin to a journal where one records thoughts and actions, assessing them against Stoic virtues. This habit encourages ongoing personal growth and ethical refinement. Over time, these moments of contemplation nurture a clearer understanding of one's motivations, simultaneously strengthening commitment to living virtuously. In this way, regular reflection facilitates the gradual alignment of behavior with ethical aspirations, serving as a practical tool for anyone aiming to uphold Stoic principles in their everyday life. Additionally, integrating these teachings into real-world scenarios can profoundly impact ethical decision-making. For instance, a manager resolving a dispute between employees may invoke Stoic concepts, focusing on fairness and shared responsibility to mediate effectively. This application showcases how Stoic ethics offer tangible strategies that transcend theoretical understanding, equipping individuals to address dilemmas with composure and wisdom. Stoicism, at its essence, encourages a harmonious balance between individual desires and communal welfare. It urges a shift from self-centered thinking toward broader consideration of others' needs. Through its teachings, individuals learn to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats. Whether navigating interpersonal conflicts or societal challenges, the Stoic approach consistently emphasizes the value of considering diverse perspectives to achieve ethical resolutions. Furthermore, within the Stoic framework lies an intrinsic call to action. It's about actively embodying core values, not merely contemplating them. Duty compels one to speak out against injustice. Fairness necessitates fairness in all dealings. These principles converge to form a guide for ethical living applicable across cultures and contexts. They don't just promise inner tranquility, they mandate active participation in the world, urging everyone to make decisions rooted in virtue. The journey doesn't stop at understanding these tenets. It extends to integrating them into our lives, enriching both personal and collective existence. Embracing Stoic ethics isn't about passive acceptance. It's about dynamic engagement, transforming knowledge into practice. By consistently applying Stoic moral guidelines, individuals cultivate resilience and contribute positively to society, fostering environments where justice, fairness, duty, and courage flourish naturally. Ultimately, resolving conflicts and navigating dilemmas through Stoic moral guidelines offers more than abstract philosophical discourse. It provides concrete pathways to ethical decision-making. As individuals engage with these teachings, they discover enduring frameworks that inspire virtuous action, grounded in ancient wisdom yet adaptable to contemporary challenges. Stoic ethics empower individuals to lead lives defined by purpose, integrity, and compassion, fostering personal integrity and accountability. Fostering personal integrity and accountability within the framework of Stoic ethics serves as a guiding principle for individuals seeking to uphold moral standards and ensure ethical consistency in their lives. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the pursuit of virtue, with personal integrity and accountability being fundamental components. By cultivating these qualities, one aligns daily actions with ethical values that guide decision-making processes. Cultivating self-awareness is a crucial first step on this journey. Through introspection, individuals enhance their ability to make informed decisions by achieving clarity about their core values. Introspection allows individuals to examine their thoughts, feelings, and motivations honestly, enabling them to identify what truly matters in their pursuit of a virtuous life. For example, someone faced with a difficult ethical decision can benefit from deep reflection on their values to determine the right course of action. This process not only aids in understanding one's ideals, but also strengthens the resolve to act by them. Implementing integrity and honesty is another cornerstone of living ethically. Embracing these principles fosters a sense of responsibility for one's actions and ensures adherence to ethical standards. Integrity implies consistency between one's values and behavior, which means acting truthfully and transparently, even when it's challenging. Consider a professional setting where an employee must choose between reporting an error or ignoring it to avoid potential disputes. An individual who prioritizes integrity will address the mistake openly, valuing honesty over convenience or fear of repercussions. This choice reflects a commitment to ethical conduct and engenders trust among peers and superiors. Humility and self-discipline are integral to cultivating accountability for one's conduct and its implications. Humility encourages us to recognize our limitations and remain open to learning, while self-discipline promotes the control necessary to adhere to values despite external and internal pressures. By acknowledging that ethical decisions often require balancing personal desires with broader moral considerations, individuals become more mindful of their actions' consequences. For instance, when tempted to take credit for someone else's work, humility reminds us of our fallibility, and self-discipline helps us resist immediate gratification, opting instead for fairness and equitable recognition. Daily practice of Stoic virtue ethics leads to developing a reputation for reliability in ethical matters. The consistent application of Stoic principles ensures that one's ethical compass is aligned over time, creating a foundation of trustworthiness. A person habituated to living virtuously gets recognized for consistently making decisions that reflect high moral standards. This reputation, in turn, reinforces their commitment to ethical living, creating a positive feedback loop. In the workplace, colleagues will likely admire and depend on someone known for standing firm by ethical values, whether it's refusing to compromise on quality or advocating for fair treatment. To make these concepts actionable, it is helpful to establish guidelines that outline how to incorporate Stoic ethics into daily life. First, carve out time each day for self-reflection, allowing space for recognizing one's core values and aligning actions accordingly. Keeping a journal or engaging in meditation can facilitate this practice. Second, consciously decide to uphold integrity and honesty in all interactions, whether personal or professional. Let honesty be the default mode, addressing discrepancies as they arise and maintaining transparency. Furthermore, embrace humility by actively listening to others' perspectives and being open to constructive criticism. Practice self-discipline by setting clear boundaries and goals that align with ethical priorities, and resisting temptations that lead away from virtue. Finally, engage regularly in activities that reinforce Stoic virtues, such as volunteering or participating in community service projects, which not only solidify ethical intentions, but also contribute positively to society. Balancing self-interest and altruism. Balancing self-interest and altruism using Stoic values draws from a rich philosophical tradition that harmonizes personal desires with a greater ethical purpose. At its core, the Stoic emphasis on benevolence and empathy lays the groundwork for integrating altruistic values into our decision-making processes. A Stoic mindset encourages us to move beyond the confines of mere self-interest, urging us to empathize with others' experiences and emotions. This empathy is not simply an emotional response, but a rational engagement with the needs and well-being of others. By understanding that every person is interconnected within the fabric of humanity, we can see how our actions and choices can either contribute to or detract from the collective good. Stoicism teaches that benevolence should be expressed through conscious, deliberate actions. For instance, consider someone facing a moral dilemma at work, where advancing personal interests might harm a colleague's reputation. Here, Stoic ethics would prompt the individual to weigh the immediate benefits against long-term integrity and relationships. Empathy allows one to envision the potential impact on colleagues, cultivating a sense of duty to act in harmony with both personal values and community welfare. Thus, incorporating empathy transforms decision-making into a thoughtful process aimed at achieving optimal outcomes for everyone involved. Rational benevolence is at the heart of harmonizing self-interest with others' welfare in our choices. It is about making decisions that reflect careful consideration of personal and communal benefits. Rationality ensures that compassion does not devolve into sentimentality that overlooks practical realities. Stoics advocate for a balanced approach to act kindly and wisely. For example, engaging in community service can serve both as a personal developmental tool and as a way to contribute positively to society. Here, rational benevolence finds expression. One's efforts cultivate skills and happiness while simultaneously serving broader societal needs. Guidelines for rational benevolence could include assessing the consequences of one's actions on all stakeholders and ensuring that decisions support mutual growth and benefit. The practice involves asking pertinent questions. Does this choice honor my values? And how does it impact the larger community? These reflective inquiries empower individuals to align personal goals with societal benefit, exemplifying Stoic ideals. Universal concern, another cornerstone of Stoic thought, fosters an enduring connectedness among all beings. Recognizing our shared humanity nurtures a profound sense of responsibility towards others. Such recognition propels us to take ethical action, understanding that our well-being is intrinsically linked to that of others around us. In real-world scenarios, universal concern manifests as a commitment to fairness, justice, and kindness, values that guide behavior in personal conflicts or social interactions. This principle can be seen in action when advocating for environmental causes. Efforts to reduce waste or support sustainable practices stem from recognizing the Earth's finite resources and our duty to future generations. Through such global awareness and local action, one embodies this Stoic teaching, contributing to a legacy of sustainability and care for all life forms. Mindfulness and equanimity are essential for balancing personal interests with ethical duties. Mindfulness, in a Stoic context, involves being present and fully engaged with one's thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. This state of awareness enables us to pause and reflect before reacting to external stimuli, especially in challenging situations. It encourages us to examine our motivations and consider whether they align with our ethical principles. Equanimity, or mental calmness, complements mindfulness by providing the steadiness needed to make sound decisions amidst turbulent circumstances. When confronted with ethical dilemmas, maintaining equanimity helps prevent impulsive actions driven by fear or anxiety. Instead, it promotes measured responses rooted in composure and clarity. When personal interests clash with ethical responsibilities, mindfulness allows for self-examination. Consider an entrepreneur contemplating the expansion of their business. While growth may enhance profits, it's crucial to contemplate how such endeavors affect employees, customers, and the environment. Mindfulness prompts questions about sustainability and corporate responsibility, thus ensuring that financial success does not overshadow ethical obligations. A guideline for cultivating mindfulness could involve regular reflection on daily habits and their alignment with long-term values. Journaling or meditation might facilitate this practice, enabling individuals to remain attuned to their inner compass and counterbalancing immediate desires against enduring virtues. Applying Stoic virtues in daily life. In the realm of Stoic philosophy, virtues serve as guiding stars for living ethically. The concept of applying Stoic virtues daily stems from the fundamental idea of aligning one's life with nature. Living by nature means acting in harmony with reason and virtue, reflecting the Stoic belief that we are all part of a greater whole. This principle encourages individuals to align their daily actions with Stoic virtues, such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By doing so, people can cultivate a lifestyle where ethical decisions become second nature, thereby fostering consistency in their moral framework. Applying Stoic ethics requires embracing wisdom in everyday life. Wisdom, in Stoic terms, is not just about accumulating knowledge, but also about understanding the world accurately and making sound judgments. In practical scenarios, this might involve recognizing what is within our control and what is not, a central Stoic teaching. For example, if faced with a situation where a colleague receives undue credit for a project you worked on together, wisdom would dictate recognizing that while you cannot control the recognition they receive, you can control your response and choose to act with integrity. Through wisdom, ethical choices are grounded in reality rather than being clouded by emotions or ego. The practice of self-restraint and moderation serves as another pillar of Stoic ethics. These virtues are essential in maintaining personal integrity across various situations. By exercising self-control, individuals can resist temptations that lead to unethical behavior. Moderation helps in striking a balance between excess and deficiency, thus promoting a stable and principled way of living. For instance, in financial matters, moderation might mean setting boundaries on spending and resisting the urge to indulge beyond necessity, thus ensuring decisions are governed by needs rather than impulses. Cultivating resilience through acceptance of circumstances is pivotal to strengthening ethical resolve. Resilience in the Stoic context involves accepting life's inherent uncertainties and adversities without being overwhelmed by them. Stoics believe that suffering largely arises from trying to control what is uncontrollable. By accepting circumstances as they are, individuals can focus their efforts on how they respond, allowing them to maintain their principles even in challenging times. This resilience enables a person to withstand pressures that may otherwise compromise their ethical standards, such as societal demands or peer pressure, thus upholding a steadfast commitment to their values. A practical illustration of these concepts can be seen in handling ethical dilemmas at work. Suppose you're offered a promotion under the premise of manipulating certain data to favor company interests. A Stoic approach would apply virtue, recognize the ethical implications, and exercise wisdom. Understanding the distinction between what's morally right and opportunistically beneficial, you'd refuse to engage in deceitful practices. Here, self-restraint prevents succumbing to temptation, and moderation ensures ambition doesn't overshadow integrity. By accepting any unfavorable outcomes resulting from this decision, like missing out on the promotion, one demonstrates resilience, holding steadfast to ethical principles while embracing the natural course of events. Another crucial aspect is incorporating these virtues into interpersonal relationships. Relationships often present scenarios requiring ethical navigation, whether in honesty, loyalty, or fairness. Consider a scenario where a friend confides in you about a mistake they've made, asking you to keep it confidential despite potential repercussions. Applying Stoic virtues, you'd weigh the importance of honesty against loyalty. By practicing wisdom, you could find a path that remains true to core ethical beliefs without betraying trust. In doing so, self-restraint prevents rash decisions, moderation balances emotions and reason, and resilience supports facing potential conflict or uncomfortable conversations resulting from your choice. The continuous application of Stoic principles also aids in building character over time. As these virtues become an integral part of daily conduct, they contribute to ethical consistency. An individual who routinely practices such virtues is less likely to waver in their moral stance when confronted with new challenges. Stoic philosophers argue that this commitment to virtuous living creates a ripple effect, influencing others and contributing positively to society. Beyond personal benefit, adhering to Stoic ethics builds a legacy defined by integrity and honor. Ultimately, integrating Stoic virtues into daily life isn't about achieving perfection. It's about striving toward a balanced and principled existence where decisions reflect inner values rather than external pressures. Whether navigating minor daily choices or significant ethical dilemmas, the presence of these virtues acts as a compass, steering individuals toward actions that align with their highest ideals. In doing so, they contribute to a world where ethical considerations aren't exceptions but norms. Summary and reflections. Throughout this chapter, we've delved into the practical application of Stoic ethics, particularly in addressing ethical dilemmas and making moral decisions. We explored how aligning one's actions with nature, a key Stoic principle, can lead to harmony and clarity in life's choices. By examining everyday scenarios, such as career, family balance, and business decision-making, we illustrated how Stoicism encourages reflection on values like compassion, duty, and responsibility. These principles guide individuals to prioritize relationships and social responsibility over immediate gain, fostering choices that align with personal beliefs and communal well-being. We also highlighted the role of wisdom, detachment from outcomes, and virtuous living in navigating complex situations. For Stoics, wisdom involves discerning the right action through critical thinking, while detachment emphasizes integrity by focusing on one's intentions rather than results. Virtue, defined by qualities like courage and justice, urges ethical behavior over self-interest, reminding us to consider the broader impact of our actions. By integrating these teachings into daily life through introspection and mindfulness, individuals can cultivate resilience and sound judgment, ultimately achieving personal integrity and enriching both their own lives and the society they inhabit.